What is up, defects? It's Thursday. You know what that means. Comic book reviews.
What is up, defects? It is your boy Matt Forge with the Butcher 105, and we are back by popular demand doing comic book reviews on a Thursday. Before we get into the reviews, guys, if you're new to the channel, if you could sub us up, hit the notification bell. If everybody can give that video a thumbs up if you think we're doing a good job, throw a comment in the comment section. Tell us what you read this week. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you didn't like. Also, guys, in the description of this and every video, you have the partners of the channel. First up, we have Mutant Beaver Comics. Check them out. Great online comic shop. Use code DEFECTS10, gets you 10% off. And of course, our boy Erod212 for all your pressing needs. Express Comic Book Pressing. You're going to use also code DEFECTS10 to get 10% off your order with him. See, you're seeing the slides on the screen. You see what you're going to get, what else you're going to get along with those services. All the information is going to be down in the description of this and every video. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get into the reviews. All right, guys, there was a lot of books this week, a lot of first issues, a lot of premieres, a lot of stuff that we wanted to really read that was on our list. Some new stuff that we may have even tried out that we said we wouldn't have in the past. So, first up on the list, we have from Marvel, King in Black, The Black Knight #1, written by Spurrier, art by Size. Jay, tell me what you thought about this issue.
Oh, I had high hopes for the King in Black. I gotta tell you, I didn't like it. I didn't like the dialogue.
Okay.
I didn't like the characters, to be honest. I didn't even like the Black Knight, man. I thought it was like almost a comedic approach to something so dark going on. They brought some of the new Agents of Atlas in. I don't know, man. What wasn't for me? Wasn't for me.
You. Okay. I actually, you know what? Usually we're on the same page.
Yep.
This one, I enjoyed it for what it was. Being a tie-in to King in Black, I thought it wasn't bad. For somebody that hasn't really read too many Black Knight comics, I was okay with that. There was a little bit of comic relief, like you said, right off the bat. You know, the first couple of pages, there was some funny references. But I could see where you didn't like it. It did get a little dark at the end. I think it got better, right?
I think Null was the best part of the comic book.
Right.
And that's just probably me being biased, but I didn't like the back and forth between his ancestors and just the dialogue.
What about the art? I was digging the art. What did you think about the art?
The art was phenomenal. That was the best part of the book was definitely the art. Once I opened the book, I knew. I said, oh, this is going to be a nice read, nice art to look at, but I don't know, man. It just, that back and forth between him and his ancestors just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it made me smile a couple times. There was a couple funny parts. I liked how it got dark at the end. I liked actually how they brought in the new Agents of Atlas. I thought that was interesting that they did that. You had Arrow and Swordmaster. It's not really a spoiler. You know, we're not trying to give too many spoilers, but we're going to give you a little bit of information.
Yep.
And you know, I think the biggest thing out of the whole thing is that you find out about a little bit more about the Ebony Blade and how strong it actually is and what makes it even stronger. So we won't spoil it. Some of you may like it. Some of you are going to like it. Some of you are not going to like it. It's one of those middle of the road books. It's if you're invested into King in Black, I think it's worth at least giving it a shot. Would you say that's fair? Because
and it ties into Symbiote Spider-Man. As you said in previous videos back, they get into it a little bit, but I had such high expectations for this book. I thought it was going to be the best tie-in, but it seems just like another tie-in where another character is fighting a symbiote dragon to me.
Yeah, well, you never know. They did get a little deeper into his backstory. I mean, deeper into his backstory than any other tie-in really has. But it might get better. I'm definitely going to read #2, and I'm going to let Jay know if it's good or not, and maybe he'll pick it up. So All right. Next up, how about something from DC Future State? So we got The Next Batman, #3, written by John Ridley, Laura Braga on the art. I'll tell you, I'll take this one first. I am digging the story going down with Tim Fox as the new Batman. This is a different approach. DC, I think, is hitting it out of the park with this one. I know there's actually only one issue left, right? Yep. I believe, right? So, guys, you're starting to see a lot of, I don't want to give too much away. You're starting to get a lot of like back and forth in different characters and how everybody's take is a little bit different, right? The law about shoot on sight, with some of these, you have the peacekeeper, scolding some of his, magistrate personnel. You have the real cops, detectives actually fighting over whether they're going to shoot masks on sight or not. You have the Fox family fighting with itself a little bit. There's a little bit of turmoil within the Fox family. I am digging this. I can't wait to see how it ends.
Yeah, this was great, guys. And I'll tell you what, I just read the first story arc on it. I didn't read the Arkham story, and I didn't read the Outsider story because they just do nothing for me. But basically, Batman, if you read issue #2, Batman's protecting these two murderers that murdered someone wearing the mask. So they're ready, shoot on sight, basically wanted felons running around the magistrates trying to kill them. Tim Fox, Batman's trying to protect them, and things go a little south. Yeah. So it was a great read, guys. I love how they're doing Batman. I love the Tim Fox Batman mask, how it covers his whole face. Yeah. I think that's awesome. And like Matt said, you got detectives in there that are trying to do the right thing between the magistrate and between Batman, and the Fox family in turmoil. Something bad happened within their family, so they're pretty much divided on these mass vigilantes. So the last issue is a must read, guys. And like Matt said, Future State knocked it out of the park with Batman.
I'll tell you, what do you think's going on with Peacekeeper? We still don't know who it is. We all have our theories, right? But it seems like there's something, this issue, they lead you to believe there's a little something more between Batman and Peacekeeper. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
He's masked.
I don't want to say it. He's
masked, man. It's hypocritical.
So, all right.
Yeah, it's wild. You have a theory, man. I think it's going to end great. And I'm looking forward to it now. In March, Tinian's Batman comes back. So, real excited for everything Batman right now.
That's right. All right, moving along. Guys, we've been saying this for months on the show. We don't read Star Wars, okay? But we keep getting closer. We're collecting it. We started collecting it a little bit, me a little bit more than Jay. But we said at some point we would start reading it, okay? We missed the High Republic, which I think I may go back and read the first issue and read the second issue. I didn't read it this week. But what we did read is from IDW, Star Wars High Republic Adventures. And you got Dan Older writing the story, and you got Harvey Talabo on the art, which I was digging. Jay, tell me what you thought about this.
I thought it was a great first issue, and I'll tell you why. Because it had action, it had two, great introductions to it. Seems like it's going to be the two main characters. One already training to be a Jedi, and one realizing that she has the Force, and she kind of hides it because it's frowned upon where she's from. So she kind of keeps it hidden, but she knows it's good. So it's two totally different people, coming together for a great first issue. And I will definitely be picking up issue #2 of this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably in the same boat as us, where they really don't read Star Wars, and it's a little daunting because it's like, going into it, opening up the book and reading the first 3 pages, I'm like, do I have to know a lot about it to get this? And I think it was like the perfect issue to start on because this is the earliest, right? This is the earliest as far as story, like as far as time order goes. This is one of the earliest stories. And it was a #1 issue, right? And it's one of the IDW titles. So there's not a ton of tie-in to other IDW books. I enjoyed it. The art I loved. Yeah, the art.
The art and story were great. Yeah. Yoda's in there for, classic Star Wars fans. At least you got that old school character in there. And It was written very well. It makes you like these two characters a lot. And you know what? If you're gonna hop on Star Wars, you might as well hop on where it starts in canon, So this could be the beginning of the end for us, Matt.
I know, fucking Star Wars. Jesus Christ. I'll go broke.
That's it.
But yeah, I think this is a good issue to pick up for every reason across the board. Good story, good art, good investment. Definitely. There was like 6 first appearances, but 3 characters, Lula, Zen, and Crix. Zen and Lula, I could see definitely having legs.
Oh, yeah.
I'd pick up that 1 in 10 with Yoda on the cover. That's what I would get if I were you. So that's our Star Wars read of the week.
Yeah, and it's issue number 2 is going to get right into it, which I like about it. So
I like it too.
Again, guys, great pickup. If you're not reading it, give it a read.
There you go. All right, we got another one. We talked about this on New Comic Book Day. Jay was excited about it. Aftershock, New York Maniac, #1. Written by Elliot Callan, drawn by Andrea Muddy. I didn't read this one, but Jay's going to take this one away. What do we got, brother?
This was good. I thought it was going to be good. It was good. So it starts off 2016, New York City, Times Square, New Year's Eve, the ball's dropping, and you have the introduction to Harry the Maniac. And my man just starts tearing people apart, guys. Like we talked in New Comic Book Day, he's indestructible. He's an immortal. He can't be killed. So the people in New York City just get used to him. It's like, go outside at your own risk. The thing is, people still got to go to work, and the city still functions like a city. So you have a pretty much disgraced detective that the NYPD kind of shunned away because she's involved where she snitched on someone and, everyone turned their back to her. So basically, as a fuck you, they assigned her to this case. And what you see is a good spin on it is every murder that takes place in the city, whether it be the maniac or not, they try to put on the maniac. So they're just, it's the maniac.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
like that.
Which is pretty cool. So in the midst of it, the mayor of New York, who they reference a lot like de Blasio, which I thought was cool, almost a similar name, comes up with this Metro North train with no conductor and no engineer. So it's just a train that basically runs on its own. And of course, you see another minor character that they develop in the beginning of the story riding this train, and it's a nonstop express train. And Matt, take an actual stab and guess who's on that train?
I don't know. Who's gonna?
It's Harry the Maniac.
Oh,
so issue 2 is gonna go into Harry the Maniac God. On a nonstop train with 200 plus people just hacking shit up. But like I said, guys, there's a lot to it. It's an in-depth story. And like I said, it's a good read. Pick it up and check it out. These indie books are on absolute fire.
So this is definitely one I'm going to read. Whether I read it tonight or tomorrow, Friday, whatever. Well, let me just get this straight. So you got something that you can't get rid of,
right?
You can't destroy it. You can't throw it in. You can't get rid of it. Yeah. You just got to get used to it. Sounds a lot like this channel. I mean, not for nothing.
Yeah, we're like a fucking stain in the carpet. There's no getting rid of us. We may fade away, but we'll still be here.
That's it.
Yeah. My suggestion though, hey, listen, this guy's immortal. He's tearing people up in the city. Guys, move to Westchester. Jersey's nice. Get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, what the hell are you still doing there? I mean, New York City's okay. It ain't that good.
Yeah. Hey, let me pay $2,100 a month in rent for a studio apartment where I could take a step foot outside and be hacked up at any time. Doesn't sound good to me.
Sounds like New York.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, guys. Another one we talked about on New Comic Book Day that we said we were going to read from Dark Horse, Fear Case #1. And we got written by Matt Kint and drawn by Tyler Jenkins. Excuse me. All right, so I read this one. I almost stopped reading it, and I'm glad I didn't, because the first 3 or 4 pages, I was so lost. The art, it has such a Department of Truth vibe to it. The art, the writing style, and even some of the kind of they go a little bit of conspiracy theory route. I was like, oh, come on, guys. You got to do better than this. I already read this comic, Department of Truth. The writer puts question marks in places that question marks don't belong. So that like threw me off. But thankfully, about 5 pages in, it starts to get good. The story is basically about this case, the fear case, obviously, like the name says. And it's essentially some mythological chest that has been talked about throughout time. Earliest was back in like ancient Egypt. They have like, a drawing of on the hieroglyphics with the case. And essentially the deal with it is, if you come in possession of it, you have 3 days to give it to the person that you hate the most. And if you don't give it away, or give it to the person, I shouldn't say that you hate the most, give it away to a person that you hate, or 3 days. If it doesn't happen within 3 days, it's going to go to the person you love the most. Okay. And
that's interesting. That's interesting.
Okay. And you can't, when you touch it, it fucks you up. Like it puts you into like almost like a high state, and it kind of puts messages in your head and whatnot. And if you open it, it kills you or bad shit happens. Okay. You get a quick backstory about it. It's basically follows around a couple of cops that are investigating this. And it's kind of similar to what you said about New York Maniac, where they basically give the case to all the rookies, and no one's ever. Is that a tank sighting in the background?
That was a tank sighting.
So I love it. So basically, we don't know. They give it to the rookies, and the rookies are, no one ever solves it. Okay, but it was a similar theme to what you said with New York Maniac. So I'm definitely picking up issue 2. I think Dark Horse it's a good story. They're onto a good story. It started off a little slow, but if you're going to read it, give it a chance. Read it all the way through. That's my opinion. All right, guys, rounding out the list this week, we couldn't go without throwing Venom up there. So, of course, from Marvel, Venom number 33 from Donny Cates and Iban Kaleo. Guys, 2 more issues in Donny Cates' run before he's off Venom. I thought it was great. Jay, tell us what you thought.
It's going to be hard to do this without spoilers, guys. So listen, go read it and come back, because we talked about it on New Comic Book Day. It starts off with Spider-Man, pretty much mentoring Dylan Brock from that King in Black issue 3 episode, just a different perspective on it. And then it gets right into Eddie Brock. And as we know from the last issue 32, he's in the hive mind, he's in hell, he's in purgatory. We really don't find out until this issue where he really is. And he's there with Rex Strickland and Flash Thomas as Anti-Venom. And man, is
Agent Venom.
Oh, Agent Venom, that's right.
Yep.
And man, is it good. It was a great read. It opens up a lot. And the way this issue ends is, let's just say Null took notice. And then Null took control, as he usually does. You kind of see that trend where, someone comes in and hurts Null. And then at the end of the issue, we've seen it with Sentry came in and he was abolished. Thor came in, he got fucked up. So take a read. It's kind of like the same thing. They tickle him a little bit. He don't like it. And he has the upper hand at the end. So, guys, this is definitely my pick of the week. Cates knocks it out of the park once again. Great issue, guys. Things are going to really
hit crazy, too. The art was fantastic from Kaleo. Unbelievable. So, and I love the role Flash Thompson has in this as Agent Venom.
Yep.
That's his first appearance. That book is an expensive book. And I know why. People love this character. He's a great character. He takes control. Him and Eddie have a great moment, and then he just goes to town. Agent Venom just goes to town. He basically saves the day. He opens up the door for what has to be done.
Yeah, right? And he basically tells Eddie, let me do this, because he actually sees that moment when Eddie's at his grave and Eddie kind of pays his respect and his homage to Flash.
Yep.
He saw all that, and that's brought up in the issue. And
I thought that was pretty cool how they threw back to that. But I think they're starting to chip away at Null's armor. I think they're finding weak spots here and there, and that's why Null took notice, like you said, because I think they found something, right? I think they're onto something. I think it's going to take beating him from the inside out. I think Eddie's going to have a huge hand in defeating Null. That's my opinion. Even though he's dead, obviously I don't even know how you want to, his soul or his codex. I don't even know how you explain it, but his avatar is going through the hive mind, and now he's actually made its way all the way into the hive brain. Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Is that what they called it during the issue? Right.
Yeah. And it's weird because once you guys read this and leave comments in the comment section, I don't know if they're going to be able to come out. You'll see what I'm talking about at the end and survive without their symbiotes, or they're going to have to come back and be dead. But listen, I'm team no. I hope Eddie gets fucked up and stays dead.
I'll tell you though, this was probably the best read in the Venom run in a while. This book went so fast for me. This read was so fast. It got my heart pumping. I can't remember the last time an issue this good in Venom. Probably, I don't even know. It's been a while. It's at least 5 or 6 issues.
I would say before Venom Beyond.
I think you're right. Yeah,
the Venom Beyond. Great. The Venom Beyond was a little out there with Codex and a different, alternate reality, but this brought it back. He's closing in and he's gonna end it, man. I can't wait to see. We got 2 issues of King in Black left, and we got 2 issues of Venom left. So let's see, guys. Yep, finish strong.
So
all right, guys. So that wraps up our reviews. Please let us know what you think. We like to go back and forth with you guys. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of the books. Let us know your opinions on what may happen in these books. Before you leave, check out our friends in the description below. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit that notification bell. We might drop something out of the ordinary once in a while. Matt, what else you got?
That's it, guys. Definitely check out past videos. We're going to put links to everything, all different playlists, live shows every 2 weeks, coming up on 2,500 subs. So pay close attention from that. We'll do another giveaway, and that's it. So,
and what's the new thing we say? Share the video, guys.
Share the video. There you go.
Sharing is fucking caring, man.
Goddamn right it is. All right. Catch you next week.